Okay, first thing we're going to start with is a little 2-minute video and then a 3-minute video. And then we're going to go through the first part of this and then you can work on it on your own. So 2-minute video, 3-minute video, and then we're going to go through some stuff. This is on page 69. Oh. Yeah, we're going to go back and do 67 afterwards. Okay. Okay. So here comes the video.
Thanks for stopping by. This is 2-Minute Classroom, and today we're talking about RNA, specifically mRNA, rRNA, and tRNA.
Tell your partner if you can remember what the M, the R, and the T stand for. June, you should be careful with that. That's an expensive piece of equipment. Put it away, please. Okay? June, can you put it back in its case, please, so it doesn't get broken? Okay. All right. Who would like to give M? M stands for? Messenger. Very good. T stands for? Transfer. And R stands for? Anyone different want to do it? Brooklyn? Ribosomal. Yes, very good.
Let's start with mRNA, or messenger RNA. So named because it acts as the messenger between DNA and protein production. And if you want to know the difference between RNA and DNA, I have a great video for that linked here and in the description. When you discuss RNA in school, you're usually learning about mRNA. During transcription, DNA is transcribed into mRNA.
Do you remember transcription? In transcription, what molecule are we turning into what other molecule? We're making a copy, and we're making what kind of molecule in transcription? In transcription, we're making a molecule. What molecule are we making in transcription? DNA to RNA, yes. What kind of RNA are we making during transcription? mRNA.
This mRNA is then translated into protein. It serves as the genetic template of a protein since the DNA can't leave the nucleus.
So where does transcription take place? Transcription. Remember, transcription is DNA to RNA. Where does that take place? In the nucleus. Where does translation take place? That takes place in the cytoplasm, specifically where? Specifically where? In what organelle does translation take place? Ooh, before we do that, what is translation? Transcription was DNA to RNA. Translation is RNA to protein. Where does RNA to protein take place? In the ribosomes, yes.
Next we have tRNA, or transfer RNA.
What shape is tRNA? It's a T.
This is my personal favorite, and honestly one of the most fascinating molecules in genetics. RNA is generally single-stranded, but tRNA actually folds back onto itself to form a distinct T-like shape. Without going into too deep, transfer RNA is responsible for bringing amino acids together during translation to form the growing peptide chain.
Oh, your sandwich. Let's just. Okay, so if you're, whoops. I messed up there. Hang on a second. There we go. If we look at this, you'll actually see there's little lines here, 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 and here. These are actually hydrogen bonds where the RNA hydrogen bonds to itself. Those are intermolecular forces. So when it folds on itself, it sticks by those intermolecular forces or hydrogen bonds.
And last but not least, we have rRNA, or ribosomal RNA. And this RNA is the main component of ribosomes, which I've discussed in a previous video.
Shocking, yes. Ribosomal RNA makes ribosomes. Wow.
rRNA combines with special proteins to form ribosomes, which then read mRNA to form proteins. There's a lot in that sentence, so feel free to jump back and listen again if you need to. But essentially, ribosomes contain rRNA and help build proteins. To bring it all together, sections of DNA are transcribed into mRNA, which is brought from the nucleus to the ribosome, composed of rRNA and protein. The mRNA is then read by the ribosome, which brings the tRNA in with the appropriate amino acids to build whatever protein the mRNA is a template for. Now watch these related videos and...
Okay, so that was a quick little review. We're going to do another quick little review that shows us some differences between DNA and RNA. You probably know a lot of these already.
Thanks for stopping by. Let's talk about the differences between DNA and RNA. So DNA is usually double-stranded. It has two separate strands that are connected, which look like this.
If DNA is double-stranded, RNA is single-stranded. If you are asked to give a difference between something, you can't just say RNA is single-stranded. Boom. You have to say what it is about RNA and what it is contrasting with the DNA. So you would need to say DNA is double-stranded and RNA is single-stranded. So you need to say both parts of it to get 1 mark for a difference.
While RNA is single-stranded most of the time, looking like this. DNA is much larger than RNA, with usually millions of nucleotides. And RNA is, of course, smaller, with hundreds to thousands of nucleotides. And
ooh, what do you notice that they are both made of? They are both made of nucleotides because they are both what type of biomolecule? Starts with nucleic acids. Yep. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA, ribonucleic acid.
sometimes tens of thousands. DNA has a deoxyribose sugar, that's why it's called deoxyribonucleic acid. Its sugar structure looks like this. And in DNA, of course, it has the phosphate group and the nitrogenous base. And this carbon here is missing the oxygen. As you'll see with our RNA, which has a ribose sugar, looking like this, again with the phosphate group and the nitrogenous base. And this carbon here, the number 2 carbon, has an oxygen attached to it.
And we're actually just going to go back for a second. There we go. So if you're wondering like what's going on with this little pentagon, okay, at each of the corners, other than that one, there's a carbon there, a carbon there, a carbon there, a carbon there. So that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's a 5th carbon up there, so that's called a 5-carbon sugar. Over here, each corner, again, other than the one with the oxygen, is a carbon. So we have carbon, 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 and then a carbon. So that's also a 5-carbon sugar. So deoxyribose is a 5-carbon sugar. So if you see that mentioned in your notes, that's what it means by 5-carbon sugars. There are 5 carbons in it. You don't really need to know that in any kind of detail, okay? But they both have the exact same structure. But what is deoxyribose missing that ribose has? It's missing an oxygen. Does that explain why it says deoxy? What does D usually mean? If I delouse some child's head, what have I done with the lice? I've gotten rid of them, yes? Okay, if I deconstruct something, what am I doing to it? I'm taking it apart. I am unconstructing it. So if I have a deoxy, it's going to be without the oxygen.
Has an oxygen attached to it.
Tell your partner where you would find DNA, and then tell them where you would find RNA. DNA is in the where? Nucleus. Where is RNA found? In the nucleus and in the cytoplasm. So it's both places.
The location within the cell for DNA is primarily located in the nucleus, with some DNA being in the mitochondria as well. For RNA, while some is in the nucleus, most of your RNA is in the cytosol and in the ribosomes throughout the cytosol.
The cytosol is just another word for cytoplasm. I don't know why he's choosing to use that word instead, but it's fine. They both mean the same thing. Nitrogenous bases. Nitrogenous just means they're bases that contain nitrogen. And if you want to learn the word nitrogenous, that's fine. But if you just want to call them bases, that's perfectly okay. Who are the 4 nitrogenous bases in DNA? Tell your partner, 4 nitrogenous bases. See if you can say the names. And if not, you can say just the letters. Okay, I heard some good names. I just wanted to let you know, though, that INE strangely does not say ein, it says "ene." So it's not adenine, it's adenine. Not cytosine, but cytosine. Not guanine, but guanine. Not thymine, but thymine.
For your nitrogenous bases, DNA has 4 nitrogenous bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. And
there's no Y, there's no A in thymine. It's not thiamine, it's just thymine. I don't know where that A came from. That's wrong.
RNA also has 4 bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and uracil. So RNA does not have uracil, does not have thymine, but has uracil instead.
Maybe it's like from a different country or something. He's got a background somewhere else. And maybe things are spelled differently there. At any rate, good video other than a few little spelling weird things, but that's okay.
Why does
RNA has uracil because uracil came first, and uracil does not stick to adenine as well as thymine does. So what happened was there was a little change in the structure of uracil that turned it into thymine when it became part of DNA. And it allowed it to stick better together, which allowed it to be more stable, right? Because the RNA doesn't really need to bind as strongly. The DNA needs to be a little bit more strong so it stays more stable. Yeah. At least that's my best guess. That's what I kind of remember. If I'm wrong, your biology teacher in later grades will tell you, okay? Sometimes when I tell you things that are at a bit higher level, I'm like dredging things out of my memory from 30 years ago. So yeah, it can be a little dodgy at times. All right. I think probably you can do that first page yourself, so I'm not going to go through that. But we are going to go through on page... We are going to take a look on page 71, just so you can get an idea of what these things are truly like. So here we have a strand of RNA and a strand of DNA, and this is page 71 in case you forgot. And that really clearly shows you that the DNA is double-stranded and the RNA is single-stranded. The reason I wanted to show this to you is because it shows us the structure of cytosine, which has, on each of these corners, there's a carbon, a carbon, a carbon, a carbon. You don't need to know the structure, but it's just kind of interesting to see it, yeah? Guanine is bigger. Okay, so guanine is bigger. Adenine is also kind of bigger. It's like two ring structures stuck together. And uracil is smaller. Now, the reason that this matters is that when you have them joining, when the bases pair, I don't know if you remember from the quiz, we had like the, we had a long one. Whoops. We had a long one going with a short one. Yeah? So we have a long one going with a short one. And we had a short one going with a long one. So that's one of the reasons why A has to go with U or A has to go with T, because the long has to go with a short. Because otherwise, what if we put a short one with a short one? They wouldn't meet in the middle, right? Or if we put a long one with a long one, they would like crash into each other. So that's one of the reasons. You don't need to really know that, but it's kind of interesting to see. And we were asking about the difference between uracil and thymine. Well, we can look at them here. Because we have uracil on the left and thymine on the right. And you can see that the difference is that the thymine has a little CH3 group and the uracil has no CH3 group. But other than that, they are identical. Okay? So that's why the theory is, and when we say theory in science, we mean that's probably very, very, very likely the case. Thymine came from uracil and it just added on an extra little bit. There is a summary table here comparing DNA and RNA in terms of their strands, their shape, their sugar, their bases, their location, their length, and their types. So how many differences does that make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm probably not going to ask you to give all 7 of them. If you could come up with 4 or 5, that will probably do. Okay. But you should be aware that there are 7 differences between DNA and RNA. And just in case you're wondering, things that are the same, DNA and RNA both have what do they both have? Nucleotides. And you can see the differences between them. This one is missing the O because it's deoxyribose sugar. If you don't want to remember the word deoxyribose, what could you call that sugar? You could call it D sugar. Ribose sugar does have that O. If you don't want to call it ribose sugar, you could just call it R sugar. And I don't know if you guys remember, phosphate is PO4 3-. There's our phosphate group right there, phosphate, phosphate. Yeah? You don't need to know that whole structure. That's a really complicated structure. But it's just to give you an idea of what it really looks like, because sometimes people find that helpful. If you don't find it helpful, you can be like, that's okay. I don't need to know that. And once again, we can see that thymine is missing. That's a bad color to highlight it. I should highlight it with something that doesn't obscure that arrow. Thymine has this extra little group over there, and uracil is missing that little group. So they're similar but different. This just simplifies it a little bit. That's really complicated. That's somewhat less complicated. And then we can make it the least complicated that we've seen, and you can just call them differently. You can say, okay, we have deoxyribose, we have our nitrogenous base, A, C, G, or T. Nitrogenous base A, C, G, or U. But the phosphate's the same. 5-carbon sugar. Five-carbon sugar. But this one is deoxyribose, and this one is ribose. D sugar, R sugar. If they both have sugar and phosphate, what else do they both have? They both have bases. Both DNA and RNA, if they both have sugar and phosphate, they both have a sugar phosphate backbone, yes. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else useful in here. Oh yeah, this gives us our 3 types of RNA. So you can see their structure. Messenger RNA is just like a line. It's linear. What do we call the 3 letters on it? Codon. A, U, G. That's a codon. What do we call the matching code on the tRNA? The matching code on the tRNA is the anticodon. At the top of the transfer RNA, that's where you have your amino acid. The ribosome is made of rRNA and protein. Whoops, made of rRNA and protein. And we're going to look a little closer at tRNA just for interest's sake. You'll notice, what do we get when the tRNA sticks to the tRNA? Complementary base pairing. So you're going to have A with U and C with G. And what's that called down at the bottom? That UGG is called anticodon. You can just ignore this bit about the D loop, the T loop, and the anticodon loop. I should probably just even remove those, but I think I just did not get around to it. So our amino acid would go here. And on the other end is the anticodon. The anticodon, we get complementary base pairing. So if you know the code of the codon, you also know the code of the anticodon. If the codon is GAG, the anticodon, well, C goes with G, U goes with A, and C goes with G. Here's a trick question for you. It's not trick, it's tricky. Here's a tricky question for you. What was the original DNA triplet for this codon? G, A, G. So here is our DNA. Okay, and our RNA is GUC, CAG, GAG, CCAUAG. Okay, that's what we've got up here. Yeah? And we're looking at this one specifically, the GAG. What was the original DNA triplet? G goes with C, A goes with T, and G goes with C. Take a look at the anticodon. The anticodon was CUC. The DNA triplet was CTC. The anticodon and the triplet are actually the same, except for the change between T and U. That's a little tricky to think about. If you're finding it too complicated, don't worry. It's not a high stress thing to worry about. But if you like that kind of thinking about that kind of thing, then that is an interesting little bit there. Here's a picture. We have our ribosome here. So we have our rRNA. The little strip is our mRNA. And then in comes the tRNA. What does the tRNA bring with it? Tell your partner, what does the tRNA bring? tRNA an amino acid. To the ribosome. How does it know which one? If it has a particular anticodon, that will correspond to a specific amino acid. Okay, those two correspond to one another. Again, you don't really need to worry about that too much, but if that helps it make more sense, then that might be helpful. Okay, so how about you guys do pages 74, 75, 76, 77. So 74 to 77. And to add on to your cheat sheet, it's going to include the quiz on Monday, will include 5.2 E, F, and G. And that is pages 53 to 77. One, two. Yes. RNA
You know who they are. This four-screen guy. No, I think oh, yes. After that. I was really surprised. And the whole bag is not my dog.
Okay, so long-term RNA, so look at RNA. If we look at RNA,
You don't like it, Tyler.
this, so it
Anyways, I have a question.
Yeah.
I think Tuesday. Let's take it. Let's add it first. Sorry. I know he's doing the brief. Already straight. I gotta take it on Monday, so. Or add orange. Yeah, orange. Oh, okay. See, like I read the first one.
So that is an A. So we call that. Oh. Before we go up. I do something else.
Okay, whatever I wrote. Well, actually, go back very much. I was talking. Yeah. And then like I was doing my answer. No, okay. Hey, at least think about it. You want to make please.
I don't Yeah, we don't get like vacation days in the same way others are back. We have lots of energy. Oh, I
Let's go. PSA or like we're like came up with like this shit like really basic. That was an act of PSA. Yeah. Like they were talking about what you're thinking about and how this I know I am. But I feel yeah, like the quality of this or that. Okay. Like that. When you brought up speaking, I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. Oh, but like we just Easter was one I mean, sure there are companies like the stock or two like Vegas or I should say like something like say like this. Don't put that like about spam, like You won't. Yeah. No, no. Yeah, all my life. Yo, airport. Yo, yo. Yeah. Do that. Yo. Maybe it's in the airport, not even all. They don't get me out of my face. Like, There's degrees, I don't know. You go like the pilots, like pilot, see, you go like, hey. Sometimes they're they don't necessarily, but like those sections don't have all these. Yeah. And then very on and go, oh, you know, watch those. That's worse. So this is spaghetti cooking. That's good enough. Well, I don't think I'm gonna last for like 40 or I just I used to work on a lot of they're like pretty big. Yeah, so no, I was not anyone out of I was a blind one. It's very cool. I never thought that. So basically, it's well, it's okay. I just play like Lego stuff. I just play Lego. I love it. Yeah, okay, I need to Cow, I love cow. Everyone I know that cow. Everyone I know that I know. Same with me. Like I was like, oh, except me and this guy have 2 cousins. Like, yeah. Yeah. Just do it. There's no I do not. Like you don't have to do it. I'm just like, oh, but it's still live stream and just do it. I don't want to be. It's not here to like criticize you. All different sort of. All different. No, I'm not doing it at all. We're not. Like unsaid. I used to be the top here that I didn't read that. I'm still I'll keep open here. So disgusting. I got another one that's like Yelp. Budget for a shoot. Do like one. Geneva was more like yeah. I buy mine. Oh, there we go. What age are you able to? Maybe you can have a cheer you do on Willow. That's it. Why we just go together? Hey. What happens if you what happens if you we all know that. I think we know this you. We got to stand up. Yo, happy. Get safety. Oh, she doesn't look cute. She doesn't. Oh, she just. Like right here, it's like really big. It's like. I basically that's that. I'm actually gonna see as a big crowd. At least start as a big crowd. I was like, no, I know. I'm so jealous. So like, Yo, that looks too much like. Yeah, because like it's one. Or you should mug eating. Oh, like, yeah, mug Mr. Tell you from what's happening here stays here. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. What shall you drop? Like, what if he's fake president? Yeah. It's like it's Jew, Jewish. Yeah. Or at least they he lost to Mustafa. Wait, he lost to Mustafa in one year. Yeah, but he's like what's Mustafa had four. Oh, like no. Those guys are playing Jew very well. We'll get him next time. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so you guys like, so you want teasing him? You guys almost like thousand. I can't watch that stuff play, but yeah. Yeah, I would like more of. I'm just kidding. I want not that. So then, that's all like I've ever. Yeah, so if I everyone has oh, but like for like a child, like last time we went over, my it cost like 60. Yeah, I mean those are still costs for exactly. But our name's 60. You're not also, people want to do. On DNA is a model. Yeah. Yeah, I just say. Yeah. I said, are you? No, I'm not even talking about. I don't think it's it's like y'all. Take the girl like very here. Hold back. That's back. Hold back. You tell me how that you get your hand. What happens like and I now know what my first copy was. Now I'm that's the advice I would give anyone. Do your best, get your best. Work hard. Well, to a certain extent, but at the same time, at some point, to say, I need to see where I'm going. All this fucking work. I really. Albert Einstein was crazy. I mean, like, she didn't know what was like. He likes something. Albert Einstein was crazy. That's the whole thing. Yes. We need a bubble sheet. Do you want to read it in the back room? Or you can write it in here. It's up to you.
Is there a lesson today? Then maybe back there.
I don't think there's going to be a lesson just because there's only 3 of you, unless you want me to teach the lesson to 3 of you. I'm
Okay,
okay
maybe
with,
the back
let's do it
room.
in the back room just in case they decide they want to.
Yo, bro, are you gonna put this out? Monday, you should do it right now. No, I mean, it could. What is this? That's like always. I'm gonna get like a. Hello. May I ask who is sitting here?
Yeah, I figured we'd just kind of wait to see who will Yeah, yeah.
May I ask who is sitting here, like in the last one?
Oh, the last one? Oh.
I mean, it's always something. Oh.
You know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is.
No, you can't bring a short time only to what? Bro, like, there's no blame Justin for everything. You should do his test now. He's ready. He's ready to fail. He's ready. He should do his test right now. I did super bad on the quiz. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, I see. You showed me college final. College, man. I mean, if I could more solution, I'll start using my true color. When you're gonna get some leash. Oh, you're gonna get. Okay, we have an active Hanpa virus right here, so we can just like put him into that and isolate him, and like not the fan. Like the thing. You're gonna burn me on the stage. No, you don't. Hello. You guys are the remnants of this camp 12 class.
Yep.
You want to borrow some cards and play the game of Mal, or Miss Vince has something to teach you actually?
Well, honestly, Will. We
Yeah.
told her that we're gonna like play the game of Mal in the last day because she's not gonna teach in the last day, so we're gonna teach her like how to play.
But we actually get a free day.
They think they're going to be teaching that, except that they don't understand the fine arts we're going to be doing. So I'm not going to have time to do it.
Maybe we can just mix around, wait something on the last day.
Like, no,
Maybe,
No.
maybe you don't just.
No, but this is.
Yeah, you're open to the
I've never done a day with nothing in a dispensary before.
Right?
Yeah. Have you been here like 5 minutes before the bell? Like something that work?
No, I.
Okay.
That's the issue.
Okay, so when you is like,
Oh, Chelsea, I'm surprised you're not like.
The only day that I
I just know what you're.
Me? I'm not
because
going.
today is
I'm
the.
not participating.
Yeah.
I'm
You know what?
I didn't it seemed very underwhelming.
There's no correlation.
Bro, you know, when this is like, my grade both classes had more people than my grade 10.
They look like
Grade
ants
10
when
were
they're
just
walking
made like
down,
sleeping.
and the entire thing was so
They all got
underwhelming. It was like
Hmm?
pretty weird, and I was like, it wasn't really set up very.
Are you going to your graduation
I'm
ceremony?
not paying $106.
I'm guessing
No.
that's enough.
That
Oh,
that's
wait.
over $100
Is he?
and they're like not even like
Is he?
real.
Then I'll catch unfortunately picture with me in the last thing.
So you're like, what?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Are you coming today, Sam? Are you coming today?
Oh.
After, are you coming? Alright, see you guys.
Bro, he's
He's
graduating.
graduated.
Yeah, but some people don't come.
What?
If you don't make
I'm
it.
please go.
Like you don't go to your own graduation.
Yeah.
No,
So
some
you have-
actually couldn't like participate because they forgot to pay.
Oh,
Time. Oh. It's
No,
$106.
And we just pay there you go. Easy.
Why is it $106? Yeah.
I mean, good question. Like, that's what it is. I know you're weird.
Okay, no, but
Oh, yeah, he is, right? He is.
He's gonna be perfect.
He's like an actual money.
What do you mean?
He's a money lady.
Only a payment money.
My brain is gonna amaze.
I don't mind though. Just have
What you want?
Yeah, like, nobody
Bro, look at this. I Hey, Jonah. Yo, I've been doing that.
I'm not funny, bro.
I only have this.
Why? Yeah, why does it actually cost $106 just to
They have to rent the place, plus the cap and gown, plus,
Because the contest card that they do.
Dude, the cap and gown is not $106.
you have 30 pounds of it. They bring it on to me.
Okay,
It's
that's
not
cool.
$106. Dude, do they buy them like in such big bulk? Does it even have? Is it like different every year?
No, it's the same.
Oh my god! Does it have like the year?
Yeah, you do have to. Those 1.2 from their cap. That's it.
So they just did the caption.
No. So they just bulk get the gowns and everything. They just
Yeah, the gown is basically the same for
and
every
they get it all super cheap.
Yeah.
And it's all in bulk.
Yeah.
Also, they have to rent the place, have to rent like
Oh, you said
Yeah.
that's me.
Yeah, but then there's
So we have
a class.
7 people.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Chelsea's writing text. Ethan's writing
That's
text.
how Chelsea is.
Richard is here.
But he went to the
Where
bathroom.
he went to the bathroom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
We can
6,
also.
7. So what I would like to know is I'm happy to teach you guys the lesson that I did with my block 2 this morning, but I'm also happy to put together my timetable that I need to put together. So I'm open to either option. Let's wait for Richard to get back because we can all hear to
You see it now, we got it.
So
No, you don't have to.
we have 7 on the, I can also
Is
press
everyone off?
everyone else in stand. Other than, well,
You're going to watch.
Chelsea and Ethan are here, but they're writing their tests. Okay, so I am happy to teach you what I taught them this morning, which was all about KB, which was rice and KB. The lesson, however, is posted. If you would rather watch the lesson on your own time,
So if you don't teach, you should watch it on our own. We're not going to teach it like that one.
I'm not gonna teach you.
How about you just teach it? Just lay it down.
You sure? It's easier.
I'm happy to
Yeah,
teach it now.
watch the video because we have 2 days, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get bored.
What is these things?
B, base.
Yeah, exactly. KB.
It's exactly like KA,
Well, I cannot go
except
to
for
watch
Laura.
the video.
Technically, it'd be faster. You just like went to the library and then you watched the video with 2 times speed.
Yeah.
Would you
That's
like
how-
me to put on the video and just?
No, not now. No, not Friday. Last period of Friday. No, 2 times speed.
So,
No,
so I mean.
What are you thinking?
vibrate.
No, I mean,
I would just watch it.
oh, that's what. Yeah, we love it.
Because I need to watch something else at home. I need to watch it before you.
Oh,
I need to watch YouTube, Instagram, everything else at home. I cannot watch.
wait, you know what?
Okay.
How many people were here at lunch?
Miss Beth, can you do
We
one
want
of?
to actually play the number because a lot of people like they sort of came for that and left. Also, there's a fair number of grade 11s in that block, so.
Wait, there's
Miss Beth, can you do one-on-one teaching now?
You want me to teach the lesson to each of you individually?
Yeah. One-on-two teaching. Like one.
How about
Sky, what do you think?
I think the time is.
Are you sure?
How about instead of one teaching and we teach you?
No, I mean, like, since the KP and Clark is basically the same things, I just watch the video.
Yeah. There's a little bit, and on the video, if you don't want to watch the part about like how amines work, you can like skip through that because that's not really part of Chem 12. It helps you understand how bases work and how to predict the products of wheat base reaction if you're given some random wheat base that you've never seen before. But you know, there's a lot in there that you actually you'll have to skip this one.
You just need to learn to count like ages, right?
No, not yet. We're doing that tomorrow. So, or
Monday.
not Monday.
So it's just like introduction.
You need to be able to find the pH or the pOH or the, you know, the H or whatever.
That's
You
hard.
need to be able to find the Kb given the initial concentration and the pH or hydrogen or whatever. And you need to be able to find the initial concentration. So it's exactly like the Ka questions, just with a base instead. So you need to always, one thing you're always going to have is you're always going to have water in there because weak bases don't just dissociate, they ionize with the water to form, you gotta remember not to put water in. It's pretty straightforward. Which is why I chose that topic and didn't go ahead with 5.1b, which is the indicators, because some of the indicator stuff is really straightforward, some of it's complicated.
So the KB is 5.2.
5.2a, yeah. 5.2a.
Only 5.2, not
Just 5.2a.
Alright.
Yeah.
Then I think I got it.
Okay. All right then. I'm gonna try to
Open it up, man. Open it up.
Alright, let's open on this fence lesson.
Hey, go to watch.